Today's topic is, how can you expect anyone else to give you the pleasure that you're seeking when you're not willing to do it yourself? Now, I'm going to speak into my microphone because... So can you hear me? Testing 1, 2, 3. My beautiful ex-lover, he bought me this as a gift, and wow, what a gift. So let me tell you a quick story. So before we get into the topic today, on New Year's Eve, I was by myself, and I decided the way that I want to come into 2025 is from the deepest pleasure I've ever experienced. And obviously intention's everything, right? And I'm a Tantra teacher, and a big part of my work is not actually teaching like the sexual practices, and I do teach these in my 6-month head to heart programs, but actually most of the Tantra is all about the stability of the mind. That's kind of the most important work that we can do in this lifetime, and it's only when we have that stability of the mind that when we go into deeper practices of tantric lovemaking, of energy work, then we can actually stabilize these big energies. We call this like kundalini, shakti, this life force that's moving through you, that's moving through me. And of course, the more that we, like I've said in some other videos, the more that we clear our channel, the more that we are vessels of that energy, and that creative energy is what creates and births our projects into the world. So when we have a disconnect in our creative energy, it's our sexual connection is blocked. And often or not, when I've been in partnerships, I've basically put that expectation on my partners because I wasn't aware that actually it was my responsibility to give myself the pleasure that I seek. So as I came into 2025, I was making love to myself as the clock clicked 12. And I was in this position where I was laying down on my belly, and I was, self-pleasuring with this. I'd warmed myself up, I'd given myself a breast massage, I'd had some fun, playing around. And then I was de-armoring my yoni, my cervix, which I've been doing for many years with myself, with other partners that have helped me as well. And it's something that I'm going to teach in my head to heart program as well, because it's such an important part of the head to the heart to the HooHah. The HooHah, the yoni is the womb space, and the womb is this creative portal that for women, this is our creative energy. And when we're disconnected from this, we're going to be disconnected from that life force. And for many years I was, because of shame. When I did ayahuasca journey, I realized there was some sexual trauma there that I don't know exactly fully the details, and doesn't really matter, but there was this sexual trauma there that's blocked my sexual energy. And even though as a kid I was very sexual, it was coming out in these leaky ways because I didn't know how to harness it in a more mature way. So as I was coming in 2025, I had my first ever, what I believe to be a cervical awakening orgasm. And it was a deep release of sadness, of pleasure, of anger, of pain. And as I was, this experience was coming through me, there was this poem that my ex Matthew wrote, and it was, it's like this poem, and it's like, do you feel my heart, it beats, moving love into your soul? Do you feel my heart, it beats, beyond any story told? I open up the stream of love, and consciousness begins to flow. I open up the stream of love, the only thing that I know. Take my heart, it does not hide. The softness of your spirit here, I'm always by your side. Patiently I wait to reconnect and form. My heart, my love, we were always one. The heart will lead us home. This love is all we know. And that consciousness of the poem was moving through my body, and his, I guess, consciousness, his energy field. And this is the work of Tantra. Like, when we can, when we come into that more sattvic living, like I shared on the last video, when we come into more, who we hang out with, what energy field are they in? What are they imprinting on our own energy field? Because everything is energy. We are conscious beings. Spiritual beings have a human experience, and when we're more connected to our own energy field, we're gonna really start to like feel into the subtleties of other people's energy, right? You know, when I'm hanging out with friends and maybe there's some thing in their system that they haven't been able to shift, I'll come home and do my practices, my cleansing practices, and all of a sudden I'm just like screaming into pillow, and it's like rage or sadness or anger is coming out or whatever it is. And this is, you know, the work of a tantric, a dakini, whatever you want to call it. It's really transmuting energy, and this is what I do for my clients. And you know, when I'm in that place of deep love making now with myself, and hopefully when the right person comes, my king, that is where we can really start to open up different energetic realms, like heart orgasm, and we can start to connect to like more of this cosmic energy, sexual energy. And that's something I'm still like exploring. I'm not saying I've got to these places, all of them anyway. There's probably many that I've not even touched upon, you know, and I'm so humbled to try it out, because I'm really here to find God within my partner. And I really believe the more that we connect to these energy fields within our body, and the more that we are coming back home to when we are on our own or when we're not with a partner, can we give that pleasure to ourselves? Can we prioritize that pleasure? Because pleasure is our birthright. And I really believe when we die, we go back into this cosmic energy of oneness, of bliss. And one of my friends yesterday, she had a near-death experience, and she touched upon this place of pure energy, pure bliss, pure consciousness, pure love. And this subtle energy is what I believe we go back to when we die, when our body dies, but our spirit is ever eternal, lives on. And you know, as we can come into these like not even peak experiences, but more like subtle experiences of our energy body, we start to realize there's more to this human experience than we realize. And that's pretty magical, because then we're not so much living in this space, which is very much the ego, the program that's kept us so stuck, that's kept us in this feeling of we feel controlled and trapped in our mind. I know I have for many years, and coming out the other side, I can still have days where I'm pretty much, you know, can be in the headspace, and then I drop back into my heart and I'm like, oh my god, I've been in that realm for a bit of a long bit too long. It is, oh god. Okay, how can I get back? Okay, breath work, self-pleasure, mantra, prayer, dancing, whatever I need to do. And this is what I teach in my Head to Heart program, is the tools and the practices to come back into this place when we have got lost back up here into the 3D world. And as we come back into the body, we realize we're just like these creative energy fields, and you know, just pleasure can be available to us, and that's like so amazing. So where have you been outsourcing your pleasure and your power? Because your pleasure is your power. And the more that you realize that, the more you'll prioritize it. So I really recommend, I don't have an affiliate link, but I should definitely get one. But this one's like for the root chakra. Bless his heart, he got me one for my root chakra to help me ground. And so I really recommend finding one that feels good for you. It doesn't have to be this shape, but this, I had a bigger one, it was really painful, like it was too thick, so I recommend having a more thin one. And yeah, go have some fun and let me know about it. And yeah, this is loads of things I'm going to be sharing in the Head to Heart 6-month awakening program. We're also going to have a womb practitioner come on, Diana, and she's going to come and share so much magic, because she learned so much about the womb, and this is something I'm also really diving into now. So excited to share this with you. And remember, your pleasure is your power. So keep giving that pleasure to self every single day. You subscribe and go share this video with someone else and share the love. Thank you.